I am continuing right where I left off. I couldn't help myself. I got very excited because we're going to be building a new house today. Let's get into it. This episode is pretty much just going to be us building. It might be all we do today. We just had Styles move in and he very kindly brought this 20k car, which I'm going to sell immediately, which gives us 31,000 to build with. So I went looking for some inspiration and I found this one from Better Homes and Gardens, and I loved where the garden beds were. The only thing that might be a little bit strange is I'm gonna have to deal with the roofing situation, which sometimes, especially I feel like in Sims 3, can be a little bit finicky. I sprayed a little bit of how the front is gonna look, but what I'm gonna do is just chuck all this foundation down, which half of it will end up being deleted, but means I can get my layout sorted. I think I'll leave like a 3 tile space. I just need to work out kind of door and window size, because I think pretty much all the doors I like to use end up being too wide, and I like having 3 wide stairs, but obviously that doesn't work. I wonder if there's a mod to half tile doors and stuff. To be honest, I've not really looked at it. I'm actually also just gonna extend that out. What I liked, which I wouldn't have thought of doing, was making the porch have a bigger section here where you could kind of eat or you could entertain or do whatever there. So I really liked that part. I feel like this will end up being a downstairs bathroom. That might be too big. I might be being ambitious. I might just make this, I could probably extend to the back. It's probably gonna be more of a side garden than a back garden, but I might just make this a rectangle, so we have that. I think it would be nice if the kitchen is also a bump out. It's been so long since I've had to plan a build, so I don't know how this is gonna go. And then I'm gonna just visually, there's a lovely fencing here, which means I can do kind of pillars where I want there to be pillars. I'm gonna do in 3s, so it looks even. That can be all the same. And honestly, the math has mathed, and that is perfect. Right, I'm just gonna put the cheapest floor tile on here so I can figure out what's going on. Actually, I might have to place a couple of them just to get the flooring out here. It has a balcony situation, which I would like to try and replicate the roof of, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. You know what? The shape's getting there, but we have to see if this is gonna work or not. See, this is where the roof might be a bit strange, but if I can pull this down enough, I can maybe do it's working. It is kind of working. Then that can't intersect. What are you intersecting? Is it the pillar? See, I feel like half the time the roof works and half the time it doesn't, and I never know why. But if I start from there, it's fine. We don't know. Sims 3 is a mystery when it comes to building. That works though, and then I can put this roof going all the way to the back, which is gonna look maybe somewhat questionable. That looks about right. I also am gonna spam save whilst I'm building this, because you can't save in build mode, and I'm scared that I'll get a beautiful shell and then the game will crash. There is a way you can curve stairs in this game, but you do have to do some weird cheat, and I can't remember it, and I need to watch a tutorial again because it's been so long. You know what? I might go for stairs in the middle, which doesn't leave great amount of space around it for things. You're gonna end up having weird, like, pokey little corners and stuff. I'm such an L-shaped stair person, this feels wrong. Because you either lose a whole chunk in the middle or, I don't know, it feels a bit strange. Let me sort the back out though. Let's remove these foundations. Not all of them, that's too many. Should it just also have the same on the back as the front? That is an idea. Now, just doing that shell cost us over 10k. So yeah, I think we're only gonna be decorating maybe one bedroom today. I do need to decide what kind of siding I want. We're gonna go green, we're gonna go paneling. I'm gonna make these. Oh, you can't change the different parts. Oh, I forget that's why I like the other one, but the other one doesn't have a matching middle swatch. Now I have the painstaking task of doing this on all the corners. And I feel like I should make it be on the foundation as well. I don't know though. This is probably just gonna eat up all my money. But I like some siding, what can I say? I could make part of it stone, but I do like the whole thing being like that. But let's change the roof color to... I don't know what's gonna best suit it. I feel like a dark one would, but a dark or a brown? I don't know. I really wish I could change these corners to be white. That's why I like this other one. What I could do is just add in a section that isn't painted green. This one has existed the whole time. I'm gonna have to change everything. How have I missed this every time? Having the little white posts makes things so much nicer. Okay, okay, I have fixed it. I'm still kind of considering though putting this kind of beige color in here as well, just to break it up a little bit. Like, I'm all for the green and having it be mainly green, but maybe just a little bit of a different color would make it look a bit less strange. I'm also not convinced on the roof currently either. I don't think it should be brown. Maybe if I change these, it will help me see. I want it to still have a wood texture though. I think it's nice having it be light, but the white feels really stark, I will say. I think maybe we go for that one. And what I might do, which is gonna be really annoying because I'm gonna have to change all of it again. Thinking if I make part of the railing be a darker wood, it'll just tie it all in a little bit. I'm spending so much money and we haven't done anything inside yet. I could have just done this as one story. That would have been a massive step up from what we had before, but I wanted to go big and pretty much have the shell of it done because I can't move stuff around very easily in this. So the building is kind of, once it's there, you better be happy with it. And we can go window in the middle of each of them, window each on the side of that one, window on the back, maybe a double window. Again, I think this will be a kitchen, so the counters might be a bit strange for that, but we'll see. Is this part of the bedroom? I've forgotten the layout already. Was this meant to be a bedroom? This is a bathroom. That's an ensuite. Oh, that's a dark master bedroom though. That's kind of a shame. If this is the master bedroom, we could have a teeny tiny ensuite there and then cut this off here. I don't want a master bedroom that has no natural light in it. That's not my kind of vibe. I don't need to do flooring outside, but I kind of just want to. Is it kind of wild to go for stripes? I don't know. Live a little. That's kind of nice. I like that flooring. That works for that. Okay, I think the outside is done for now. I'm gonna leave this top balcony until I have more money for railings, because I don't need to spend the money on that right now, but I really enjoy the shell of this. And to be honest, we're probably gonna just have to live downstairs to start with, because we don't really have the money to furnish the whole thing. If you're new for this generation, we need to master various creative skills, which means we have a sculpting table, an easel, we have a martial arts training dummy, and we also have a womp rat. So we have some random things that I need to find places for. Now, before she was sculpting outside, but we can put the sculpting table there. We could also have our training dummy be on here as well. I would like for them to have an actual kind of nice functioning kitchen, but I don't think we really have the money for that either. I might get the old looking fridge because I feel like it looks a bit like a smeg and it's cute and we could make it look dark green. I think these cabinets will be fine. Maybe I'll make I'm just gonna make it lighter so I can see. Should we make the cabinets be dark green and then have a accent wall or something that isn't green. They've never had counters before. It's a big day for them. I'm actually gonna do a weird thing and I'm gonna sandwich the fridge between the counters. They've also never had an oven before. So let's get them, I'll get them the, it's risky getting the cheapest one. Would this work? I'm not gonna necessarily spend this money on this right now, but we could do the old, oh, that's not gonna work. It needs to be bigger than that. I was thinking some kind of island could be a fun time, but might have to delete those other walls. It's fine for now. The last shower that we bought was actually a custom content one, and sadly it's the cheapest possible. So she didn't like using it. See, there's just the classic corner shower. That one's not too bad because this one is a CC one where they've just removed the back, which I appreciate because the standard one has the tiles, and for modern building in this game, it's just not really the vibe. I don't mind the black accent. I think we'll go for big old green tiles in the bathroom. That a bit, should we use darker grout? Is that too much? Maybe. Maybe it is. We could do a funkier tile on the floor though. Something decorative. Hey, that's something. That's kind of modern. It doesn't really match the wall tiles, but it's something. It's weird having a whole house that's gonna be green because I don't want it to just be completely green. I want there to be some and some, but I just know the whole house is gonna have to be majority green, and it's kind of scary. I know this is the cheapest, but it's kind of like a neat, it's a floating sink. It's kind of a neat time. I may end up having a double sink in here, or I'll move the sink and the toilet to a different wall and put a bathtub along this wall. I think it's nice having both. I really like this mirror. This is a CC mirror. This is a cheap CC mirror that's just a very basic shape though. And I might make that also be black just to keep it in theme. There are gold taps in here though. Maybe I should bring the gold onto the sink taps. I don't know how I feel about that yet. It may end up being changed to different hardware, but we'll see. I want to put a decorative towel shelf in maybe, and I'm gonna add some kind of blind or curtain if there's one that fits this window in here. That's the other thing. I don't really have, they're not too bad. I don't really have matching blinds for every window. Let's make these a dark green. Now I can't forget to put lights in here because I tend to do that quite a lot. I'm gonna end up using these everywhere, but these lights are just really nice. That is a big bathroom. I think I have to put a bath in here or it would be weird. Part of me wants to go full dark green in here. Like if I'm gonna go for it, we just go for it. And I think that maybe looks better than having the white. Let's do that instead. Tempting to do the same green tiles in here, but part of me also wonders, doing a wooden wall? Is that a little bit wild? But if I have a white wall, I think it either needs to be a white tile or a white brick or something with some texture to it. There is a shelf, this one. There are these shelves, which I feel like in the dark wood would be quite nice. I don't know if it's wild to just use the same flooring as outside as inside. I think it is a little bit, but I do want there to be wood floors in here. We could do as this one. It's a little bit warmer. I love having a color wheel, but sometimes it makes the choices even harder. To be honest, I'll probably have this in all of the house, maybe just change the direction of it. Even like upstairs and in the bedrooms. I like having wooden floors. I've always had carpeted floors wherever I've lived, but I do like a wooden floor. Okay, it's looking nice. I'm tempted to just chuck a random wallpaper up in the rest of the house just so they're not like, oh, why is my house so unfinished? See, I do feel like I could aim to have, and again, this is a very strange layout for a house. I'm not really sure why I went this way with it all, but it's, I don't know, it's open and it's a strange shape, but I liked the outside, and the outside's all that matters. Maybe a table of 6 here, and there'll be a little island, and then the lounge will be on this side, and this shape feels strange to me, that there's kind of, it's just flat and there's not much going on, but I'll probably just pop some rugs and some chairs. I don't know what else to put there. There could be a fireplace in here, I guess. I don't know. I'm so indecisive with the layout for this. Maybe I will do their bedroom. I feel like a dark green and a pink, or like a dark green and an orange would be really nice. I'm gonna go full moody dark green and have some little accents. Oh, I forgot I got CC beds. I got some really nice CC beds. One of them is 2,000 though, but I do really like the shape of that one. The other one is this one, which is 545. And you buy the top separately, so that's then 200 as well as. But look at it. They do clip a little bit through the cushions, but look how cute it is. Otherwise I could just go for like this bed, which is also just very basic, very nice. I almost don't want it to have a headboard, and I don't know if I squished it into the wall, if they wouldn't be able to use it or not. Maybe we'll go for this one. Let's go for, you guessed it, let's go for dark green on the bed. And actually what I might do is do a little shelf number as their side tables. I don't think this interferes with them getting into bed or anything. I think it's fine. I wonder if I could make this look kind of like underlighting. And I'll have some above as well, but just kind of, can you see that? Is that lame? Part of me likes it just hovering above the table. How much light does that give? Look how cozy that is. I mean, we don't really need anything else right now, but I'll get us a dresser. We only have 3,000 left. So that's great. Oh, I forgot about the little bar cart that I got. This bookcase is everything. Look at this bookcase. Is this not the best thing ever? I might just have to put it in there so I don't forget about it. I might have that on an angle in this corner. It is very dark in here. Maybe I'll put, I don't know how I feel about this glass one. It's not too bad. Otherwise there's a big one. I do really like these shell ones. Put a couple of them. Maybe I will just put one of these ones in the bedroom as well, just so there's some light in there. And I think I could be done. I don't actually need a dresser. We'll do some landscaping if I can, but otherwise we'll have to leave most of this until he at least earns a day's wage and I can add to the house a little bit more. What kind of pathway do I want? I was just using the little stepping stones, which I think I might keep. Put some dirt there. It did have some nice little pillars in the picture I was looking at, but I can't really do that, so I might just do it decoratively with a rock or two. A tree in there would look quite nice. How much was that tree? Only 200. Not bad. That one's a nice one. Which ones were the ones I was using throughout the town? I think I had the dark ash tree I'd use quite a bit. Oh, the little pink one is really nice. Let's put a couple of them in. There's also these kind of filler bushes that I was using throughout the whole town that sometimes I feel like get smaller. There we go. That one's a small one. Sometimes they're just too big. We have 131. I might get rid of that tree. We don't need that tree. I don't think there's debug flowers. There's white hydrangeas, which only cost 1, which is kind of wild to me. Why do they only cost 1? I could have red flowers mixed in there. I don't know why I've gone for red on the door with the green. Considering the next gen's purple, it doesn't really make any sense, but it's kind of cute. That's also got some red. Insufficient funds. How much were these? 65 for the Chinese lantern plant. Let's get rid of that. Didn't realize that was so expensive. I'll pop some clover in there. That'll just fill it out a little bit. We have 36 simoleons to our name. I'm going to imagine our bills will be absolutely ridiculous on day 1. I might swap that tree we had though for... I don't want something that's going to get in the way of the window. I've used that around town. It's a bit less obnoxious than the big one we had. I think that is nice. Final little tour. Obviously, it's not finished. It's nowhere near finished. We've got our entryway. I'm gonna have to play around with the layout once I'm in here to kind of decide, but I'm thinking it could be dining table, maybe even an additional breakfast bar nook for no reason whatsoever. The other side will probably be the TV up against the stairs, and we'll have the lounge suite here. Maybe it will wrap around in the corner with some chairs, like that'll be a little reading nook. Then obviously we go out on the balcony. There's only a 2-tile gap between the edge of the lot and the steps, but I think the majority of any garden stuff if we are gardening or if we just have like some playground stuff for the kids, that will end up being on either side of this. And I will eventually fence this in somehow to stop the paparazzi from just taking pictures of me and my children all the time. The kitchen I think is going to be very nice looking once I have a nicer stove, and I'll probably have a little central breakfast bar as well, maybe a couple of cabinets on these sides just for some more prep space. The bathroom, again, very green, very emerald green, actually. Kind of modern flooring, which I'm undecided by. I might make that something a little bit more traditional. I'm not too sure yet. Then we go upstairs, and this is where we can possibly expand. We've got the main hallway area, and this will end up being first kiddo's little room. And then we've obviously got the master bedroom, which will eventually have a little ensuite. It might bump out to here and include this other window as well. We will see. I'm sure this will be first kid's room. Eventually, we'll probably build another bedroom or two out over the top of the kitchen. Obviously, for now, it's all roofed, but that gives me an option of another place to build just in case I need to expand a little bit more. I would like for her to have an entire studio kind of set up for her sculpting and her painting, but I don't know where that would be. I kind of wanted it to be not in the house, so I would maybe have to kind of build a garage off of this, which I'm not against, but I don't love the idea. Or I could build like a little modern looking studio in the garden. But worst case, she will simply have a room inside that she does all of her craftings. I'm just imagining the kid trying to sleep and she is just chiseling away all night at this darn statue she's trying to build for someone. I'm really pleased with it. We had like 30k and we have built something really, really nice. And I just have to now slowly but surely whittle away at the inside. It's gonna be a lovely family home. This has got to be one of my favorite builds. I am really pleased with how this turned out, and this whole street is going to become the veggie street. So I'm excited for it to just be a multicolored haven of houses. But anyway, that is going to do it. I hope you enjoyed seeing this build, my first kind of Sims 3 build video. I hope you enjoyed it though, and you're looking forward to the next episode when we may have our first little baby. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a lovely, lovely day, and I will see you very soon. Bye.